Hey, 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 it's Bob Nagin, and in this episode of Real Retail TV, we're going to get real, and we're going to talk about coping with crazy customers. You don't need to be told that the holidays can get crazy. And when I talk about coping with crazy customers, it's not just customers. It's your vendors. It's your neighbors. There's just a general craziness at the holidays. Normally, most of it is wonderful, but sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes it's stressful. When you have vendors who aren't sending you what you need, when you have customers who are being rude or disrespectful to you or your employees, you need to have some coping mechanisms, and that's what we're going to talk about today. What I'm going to share with you, 2 techniques to sort of manage stress on the spot. I'm going to encourage you to share this with your employees. Show your team. Make what you're going to learn in the next 5 minutes part of your holiday vernacular. Because you see, here's the scoop, is that stress during the holidays in retail is essentially a death by 1,000 cuts. That every cranky customer, if you don't release it immediately, if you don't have a coping mechanism, it all starts to build up. In the first week isn't too bad. The second week gets a little worse. By the time you get to December 20th, you're about ready to kill people. You know what I mean. You know, you still love your customers and you love your work, but the stress just starts to accumulate. And the strategy here is to nip it in the bud. When you have a crazy customer, allow yourself, encourage your team to let it go and move on. So here are 2 terms for you to know, for you to teach your team, and for you to understand and talk about and communicate with each other about. And they're called BAM and QTip. So BAM. BAM stands for breathe, acknowledge, and move on. So you get that crazy customer in your store and, you know, they have an unreasonable request. They're grumpy. Something's not right. When they're done, or even when they're there, take a deep breath. Don't do it like that in front of them. Don't do a big exact, you're driving me crazy kind of look, but, you know, take a breath. You know, the science has proven that breathing deeply changes your physiology. It reduces your stress. It centers you. It calms you. So the first thing you do is breathe to find a center. The second thing is to acknowledge how you feel. This is important. Don't try to blow it off. You are angry. You are upset. You are frustrated because they are unreasonable. Just acknowledge how you feel. You see, if you try to suppress it, it's not going to go away. It's just going to be, like I said, it's going to be another one of those 1,000 cuts. So you need to acknowledge exactly how you feel, but then you need to move on. Then you need to move on. So breathe, acknowledge, move on. And this is why I'm encouraging you to share this with your team members. Because when it becomes part of the language, part of the vernacular, part of the terminology that you use in your store, if you see one of your team members becoming frustrated or upset, in the back room, you can just sort of give them that bam, you know, or, hey, bam. And, you know, it's a really, really effective way to take that frustrating experience and move on from it. The second term I'd like you to think about is QTip. And QTip is an acronym, is an abbreviation for quit taking it personally. So, you know, if you get a Q-tip and you want to use it to clean your ears, you go like that. So one of the things that happens, one of the mistakes that that just sort of naturally occurs when you're on the floor, when the holidays are crazy, when people are annoying you, is you take it personally. It's just natural. I mean, we can just recognize that, right? They may not be personally attacking you, but it feels that way. So whenever somebody starts to yell at you, or you see someone starting to be unreasonable with one of your employees, here is the sign language, right? Or if you're doing it yourself, put your hand behind your back and go like that. Recognize that they are not attacking you. Recognize that they may be just having a bad day. Recognize the idea of Sonder. I did a whole real retail TV on this concept of Sonder. And Sonder is the concept that everybody has a life that you don't see, that you are merely a character in the movie of someone else's life. So you don't know what's going on. You don't know what is happening in their lives. So even though it may feel like they are attacking you, their attack on you or your attack on your employee is merely really a manifestation of something else that is going on in their lives, and you just happen to be the person in front of them who they're taking it out on. So again, this is the second technique. So for you, what do? If you start to feel attacked, rather than, sort of putting up your guard, take a deep breath, put your hand behind your back, and go like that. If you see somebody on the floor, one of your team members who is in that situation, they're starting to express that body language, body language. You could just sort of give them that look, the old Groucho Mark with the cigar QTip gesture. So both of those are really, really, really effective techniques that you and your team can use to make your holidays brighter, make it more fun, release the bullshit that happens when it happens. And really, again, there's a lot of things that go on during the holidays. One of the secrets to you having a lot of fun all the way to the end of the holiday season, and for your team to have a lot of fun all the way till the end of the holiday season, is to really sort of manage those crazy customers in the moment, just to deal with it and then to move on. So if you like this idea, put that down in the comments below. If you have any of those crazy acronyms or crazy ways, fun ways, interesting ways that you or your staff uses to deal with the craziness of some of your holiday customers, or the frustrations that come with dealing with other human beings during the holidays, put it down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I hope that you're having a fantastic holiday season, and we'll talk again next week.